Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario RPG. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode, we defeated Yuridovich and liberated Seaside Town and got the 5th star piece back, and in today's episode, we're gonna be making progress onto Land's End. But first things first, I changed my mind and decided I want to go back and show off the Beetle minigame on Booster Hill. If you want to skip ahead to plot progression, because I'm sorry, I know I've done this a million times, then I'll put up an annotation, but I wanted to actually use this as an opportunity to talk about beetles and their significance in this game. So first of all, we paid the initiation fee so that we can play this minigame, and Toad's gonna be like, oh, you ready for the beetle race? No, we don't need instructions because we know what to do. Male beetles are worth 50 coins, female beetles are worth 1, and golden beetles are worth 1 frog coin. It's the same functionally as it was before, jumping on barrels and sniffets in an effort to try and get those beetles up ahead. It's harder than it looks. You can usually tell the difference between male and female beetles depending on if they have a horn. Male beetles have a horn, like you can see up ahead, which is supposed to be like gender dimorphism in real beetles, I'm pretty sure. Now, the reason I wanted to show this off is because of the significance that beetles have in Super Mario RPG. I am doing terribly in this minigame. It's a lot harder than when Booster was here because not only do you have to get up there, you have to get directly beneath it, but I digress. Beetles in Japan have a bigger significance than they do in the West. So when you see it in Super Mario RPG, you're like, when you see Booster and his obsession with beetles, at first it might be a sign that this just another sign of his eccentricism and the fact that he's an eccentric man, just this weirdo who likes, beetles. Like, what the heck is up with this guy? Why does he like these things so much? But in Japan, beetles are very popular they're for children. Children often, even to this day, a popular hobby for children is to capture beetles in the wild, catch beetles, their parents often help them, and then have them partake in like little sumo battles against each other, and that's really cute. It's just a part of Japanese culture sinking into the game that doesn't really make entirely all of its sense in the West, and it's, as I said, it's a big thing for children. And it's such a big thing that if you are like a rich kid in Japan, your parents can like buy you premium beetles at like the store because there's a lot of different types of beetles over there. And again, you get them to sumo battle with each other, and it's hard, and it doesn't hurt the beetles, and it's just a lot of harmless fun. I am getting wrecked by these snippets and just doing terribly and did not do this game well. So the point of this game was to just kind of show off that this has a lot of cultural importance for Japan, and this is why it kind of makes it's meant to add another layer to Booster as a character. Oh, I did terribly. We're only gonna get 53 coins out of that. That was really bad. Well, let's go turn in our earnings at Seaside Town. But yes, that's meant to expose another layer of Booster's character as a guy who, he's a man-child. He takes this activity that's meant for children way too seriously, especially since in Japan, the hobbies of children are generally meant for children. They're not supposed to be something that you keep doing as an adult. So it's not just something that makes Booster weird, it makes him just a giant child, as if that wasn't obvious enough. Welcome to Beetles R Us. Good job, you made 53 coins. Good job doing business with that. So now basically, if you want to play this game, every time you want to play this game after the first time, it'll cost another 50 coins. So it's most expensive for the first time. If you're actually really good at that, you can rack up a lot of money with that minigame, but as you saw, it's very hard. Or maybe I'm just bad at it, that's also possible. And now this is where the annotation will click to, where we move on back to Land's End. Let's get on with the story. Now that I've faffed when I promised I wasn't going to faff. So immediately we're coming into Land's End, and I'm gonna make a backup save. So Land's End is kind of, it's good. It's a very long area and has a lot of enemies and quite a few hidden chests. In the sunken ship, for example, we only saw about like one hidden chest. Land's End has a whole bunch. Just in the named section that denotes Land's End has 4 alone, and that was the first one. A red essence, which makes you invincible for 3 turns. Land's End is interesting in that it's like supposed to be meant to be like a giant cliff area. Also, these are the first enemies we're going to be dealing with. Like, we're moving up on cliffs, and it's supposed to convey a sense of height. So now that we're in this area, we're going to be seeing... Oh, I forgot to switch out my party. I'll do that after the battle. So now we're going to be seeing a lot of palette swap characters or enemies as we go through this area. I don't think there's one original new enemy in this area, but actually there is. I think there is one, but aside from that, There are so many new enemies in this area. There are like a total of 11 in this place alone, and then they'll all be appearing in the next area after this one. So there are quite a few. And as you can see, the Octovator has the ability to cast lightning spells on your party. And here we have a new ability, Howl. Whenever you see that effect, you can be pretty confident that is a fear effect, but Mario's immune to that right now, so screw you, Chow. Trying to stop me? I don't think so. And Princess Peach reaches level 13. She learns Comeback. Comeback is the only revive spell you get in the game. It's basically a free pick-me-up, and we are going to heal up Peach. But now that we have shown off that, I don't mind giving Geno another fight, because in the last episode, all he got to do is fight Yuridovich. So now we're going to switch in Mallow, because it's been a while since we have seen Mallow. Also, we're going to be leveling up soon. Like the sunken ship, we are going to be seeing a lot more levels up, and level upping. We're going to see a lot of levels in this area is what I want to say. From the sunken ship onward, there's a lot faster leveling in general. In the early game, in the first half of the game, it's just not so common as it is now. Now the Shogun is a new enemy type, as you can see here, with a certain gimmick. It's an ant for one thing, but if you hit it with any special attacks, it'll immediately cast Vigor up, so it'll immediately increase its attack and do a lot of damage, which is bad because it already has really high attack. And Carnicus? It knows Carnicus, which is like one of the deadliest physical moves in the game, if not the deadliest physical move in the game. But otherwise, they're not too tough to deal with. Now there is supposed to be a hidden button here somewhere, a hidden platform. Where is it? I also forgot to mention that these are the characters' new attacks. Mario kicks a shell, the Troopa shell, same as the Knock Knock shell from before. Mallow has the Ribbit stick, which is basically the same as the Froggy stick. And Peach, of course, has the Parasol, which I think I showed off, but let's do it again just to be safe. After this Drain Beam. Oh, wow, that did a lot of damage, a lot more than I was expecting. And there it is for you to see and for your pleasure. Okay, let's get back to getting that platform. And we got a level up for Bowser. Bowser reaches level whatever it was, and here we are. That is an HP boost for him. I should have just put that into his attack, but whatever. There it is. That took a little longer than it should have. It's kind of unclear where you need to jump to unlock it. And now that we've done that, we need to shoot ourselves just perfectly and not move like I did while you're standing on it, because you need to kind of time this just right in order to kind of get the thing here. And there is a hidden treasure chest around here as well. And I do believe it is right there. Kiro Cola, very nice. And then in this one over here, we get ourselves a... Was there more in there? No, it only looked like it stayed closed, but yeah, that is that. And here we have a tricky platforming section where there's going to be a lot of these new geckos. Look, more monsters. These geckos, which I believe are just called geckos, are the same as the green ones on Star Hill in that they might attack each other, and we see the return of the giant, terrifying spider enemy. Geckit, that's what they're called. I forgot to heal Peach, so we're going to need to do that. Generally, in this game, when you encounter a recolor of an enemy, it's basically functionally the same as it was before, except, you know, probably just harder, in that it just has more HP, higher attack, but they're functionally the same as they were before. We are going to be using Thunderbolt quite a bit as we travel through this area, just because that's what Mallow is here for. Those are the kinds of attacks that he specializes in, and we're also going to be using Sleepy Time because we can. Because we should. To keep Peach and the entire gang topped off. That's what she's here for. She's on White Mage duty, Mallow's on Black Mage duty, and everybody's happy. Actually, I think this is actually a great time to show off a certain other thing that we need to show off. So in the last episode, I equipped Princess Peach with the B-Tub ring, and I also gave her, well, I equipped her with the B-Tub ring, and we also bought the Mystery Egg. The Mystery Egg you have to use with Peach when she's wearing the B-Tub ring a number of times, 12 times exactly, for something to happen. I'm going to skip ahead to that. Or the monster could kill itself before I'm able to really do anything with that. So, next time I get into a fight with a monster, I will get back on that. And look at that, we got the opportunity right now. And there it is, you're a great shepherd. The egg turned into a sheep. we're gonna show off what that can do, and now that it has hatched into a lamb's lure, we don't need to use Peach or the bathtub ring with it anymore. The B-tub ring, I don't know why it's called that. The lamb's lure is a multiple use item that if you use it on an enemy, it'll turn it into a sheep. Bah! I'm sorry, I saw the text and I had to do it. And with that, for turning that enemy into a sheep, Mario levels up. Actually, when you turn enemies into sheep, you do not get experience for them, as though you had killed them. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're playing the game, is if you want experience, don't turn enemies into sheep. So that's my advice to you. Now, we're also going to re-equip Peach with something she can use. We're going to give her the safety ring, which, again, guards against mortal blows and is just a good item to have. We're going to keep the safety badge on Mario for now, but we are going to be switching to the True Form pin a little bit later. Now, if you come down here, you can actually see what malarkey is going on down here with these Geckets just shooting back and forth up and onto that island. I am not a fan of this section at all, just because of the way it operates, just because of the way it runs. It's just so easy to get into fights, and it's so tedious. And here we have a couple new enemies to fight again. Shyaways and Chewies. They're basically just piranha plants, but actually easier than the piranha plants you fight in the sewers. Not because they're actually lower in stats, but just for the time in which you fight them in the game, they're weaker than the piranha plants were strong earlier in the game, if you know what I mean. They're not as much of a challenge as the other ones were when you fought them, is what I'm trying to say. You can kill these guys reliably in one hit because they only have 90 HP. Well, we're going to be seeing what other moves these guys might have, because we're going to be killing the Geckets first just to see what potential these guys can throw at us. And Mallow gets a once again, which we are going to be using to defend and give these guys a chance to attack. As you can see, they do still have fairly high attack because they are piranha plants, and piranha plants have always been kind of known for their attack. The Shyaway also has a Willy-Wisp. The Shyaway is an enemy you can actually fight very early in the game if you glitch it in a certain place, and it'll actually warn you not to fight it if you manage to get there, because if you do get into a fight with it, you're as good as dead. Especially since I think this game is coded in such a way that it's harder to run away from battles that you're a lower level in. Like, the higher level the enemies, the harder it is to escape, which is a pretty common thing to do in RPGs, because it is. Also, for some reason, lightning isn't super effective on the Shyaway, which is kind of nonsense because lightning should just be effective against flying enemies. Damn it. Pollen Nap, not really doing anything. Elegy, a lot of enemies in this area do have a fondness for status-inflicting attacks, which makes the accessories that prevent said status effects extremely useful around here. Because again, you're going to be seeing these moves a lot, and they're going to be super annoying to deal with. But anyway, we take care of the Shyaway, we get ourselves a bit of money, and that takes care of that. And we get quite a bit of money, too, from that. Oh, what's our money at right now? 150. Well, we're getting back up there gradually. We come across over here, and we come into an area with even more new enemies. But before we get onto that, we got a frog coin and into a battle with bees and flowers. There's so many new enemies in this area, but as I've said a few times before, they get away with it because these are all recolors of enemies we've already seen. Let's see if we can use Sleepy Time to put a flower to sleep, a fink flower, if you will. Another rotating thing. This didn't work on Yuridovich because he was a boss, and a hard boss at that. Did that work? No, it did not. Well, whatever. These enemies I don't think are actually weak to fire. I think they're weak to ice, which we don't have a spell for yet, but we will be getting one soon. Just not yet. But yes. In case it's not clear, moves like Sleepy Time and status-inflicting moves generally are a waste of your time. Unless you use them with Bowser, and then they just inflict flat damage anyway if they connect. And Mallow's a Scarecrow, but that's fine, because he can still cast his magic. We don't have Mallow with us for his physical attacking capabilities, even though I do have him physically attack quite often. But again, you don't need to be super dedicated in what each of your party members do. Most of them are fairly versatile, so we are going to see if we can just strike this thing dead with a bolt of lightning. Usually lightning isn't very effective against plants in games, and this game is no exception. 35. But that's fine, because we just whacked that weed with our parasol. Now that we level up, Gino reaches level 13, we're gonna probably put that into his HP as well, because it seems to be all HP right now for all of these characters, and the bee caught us. Another day, another battle. This area is pretty frustrating for all of the bees that are flying around. But they have pretty easy timing to kind of keep track of, and then they're not too bad to deal with if you can get that down, especially since only one of them kind of deliberately chases you, and the others just kind of move around in this lazy circle pattern that makes them easy to get past. And that brings us to the shaman.
Welcome to the Sky Bridge. It's a big tourist attraction here. Yahoo! Wanna challenge it?
Yeah, we're gonna do exactly what he says.
Okay, I'll need 5 coins from you. Need an explanation?
No. And he's going to give us a choice of selections of the difficulty on which we want to use. Normal and special will lock your jump pattern to the donuts. Special will start letting the donuts fall as you stand on them for too long. And expert, you have to jump quite freely. We're gonna be doing expert because I am, all about the challenge. I am about the hard challenges. And if you win on expert, you get a frog coin. And if you do it multiple times, you will double your earnings. And yes, we're gonna try again because I am a gambling man and I can do this because platformers are my jam. They are my calling. Oh boy. And see, I did it. A little panic aside, we're gonna double our winnings again because I'm feeling cocky and tempting fate. I don't know if this is entertaining to watch, but I thought I'd show off that I am willing to go all the way in a challenge like this. You can negate the jumping problem or like the falling.
That was great. Here you go, as promised.
4 frog coins. Whew. You can negate the fact that these platforms fall just by jumping repeatedly. But anyway, we're supposed to go through this door, but we're not gonna be doing that. We're actually gonna be jumping down into this hole if we can get back up there. If you get up there, you have to get up there at least once in order to have this guy appear, and then you can ride on his head up to the top. We're not gonna be playing the minigame again though, because we already did it once and got 4 frog coins out of it. So that's an easy way to grind frog coins. Now what you need to do here is damn it. There we go. You don't actually need to jump all the way back up. So this is kind of a secret area, but not really. You have Geckets blocking your way. This, again, not really a secret area. We're gonna get ourselves a frog coin, run past all these enemies. I'm gonna go check real quickly how many enemies we still haven't seen yet. And there's a hidden chest there. Oh, and while I was looking at that, we got into a fight with a bunch of enemies. So let's deal with that real quick. And flash. After looking it up, we are missing only 2 more enemies that we need to run into, but I won't be focused on hunting them down too badly because they'll appear in the next area as well. And one of them, at least I know, is pretty easy to run into. So we come up this way, we hit this barrel, and it actually creates a shortcut down to this area. If we can jump on the barrel and get back up. This is the shy away that can kill you extremely easily if you manage to glitch here. And by glitching here, you need to just glitch up onto a boo. So what we want to do is be very careful as we jump over here and get the cricket jam. And we're going to get into a fight with a normal big boo. Hoorah! We got 3 experience for that fight. That really did not need to happen. But if you remember, based on things from earlier in the game, specifically the wishes on Star Hill, you might remember that there was a wish. Someone was wishing for Cricket Jam, and if you can probably guess who it is, it's pretty obviously where you need to take it if you remember who we had to give the cricket pie to, so we'll be doing that a little bit later. Not yet, but probably at the start of next episode or something. We'll see. But with that, we finish up the optional area, and we're going to be teleporting back up there. Hoo-ha! And now that we are over here, we are going to be going into this area where there's a mouse. Hello, mouse.
Haven't been here in a while. I've been busy traveling around. Where are you heading? Is it Monstro Town by any chance?
Yeah, that's where we want to go because the Elder in Seaside said that they have a star.
Okay, listen up. Look for the wheel where the ant pops up and proceed after it. Keep following it and you'll find your way underground. Once there, Monster Town's just around the corner. I'll see you there.
and he's off to Monstro Town. But we're not going to be following him just yet, because we are going to be taking this opportunity to save, because we have had a pretty full episode, and I want to save the rest of this, rest of Land's End for the next episode. So if you want to see that, then I just hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!